Hello, welcome to the newest episode of my Garage podcast. This week's been kind of crazy. Government shutdowns, um, empty promises, and just kind of weird things going on. And also, kind of like personally, like I took this Calc 2 exam, and it was my first one. I don't think it went that well, but it could have been better. What the hell? And then also, I'm back at the original location of this podcast. So, let's get into it. So with this government shutdown, Republicans and Democrats are blaming each other. Republicans such as J.D. Vance and Caroline Leavitt, J.D. Vance clearly being the vice president, and Caroline Leavitt, correct me if I'm wrong, the press secretary, are blaming Democrats for the shutdown. Um, Saying that Democrats want to shut down the the government because illegal aliens need health care. Um, Dem- and this is kind of weird this is weird because clearly illegal aliens are not able to apply for health care and receive the benefits of health care. Um, in this situation, Democrats suggested a bill that would extend government funding, but because of having health care in it for American people, uh, uh, the Senate, Republican-led Senate, rejected it, and Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says that the opposite. Says the opposite of what is happening, and says that the reason for shutdown is Republicans are not giving enough funding for healthcare. And I saw that a voice message that Caroline Leavitt left because of the government shutdown is saying that Democrats want illegal aliens to receive health care, and it just kind of seems like childish that she has to point that out and like blaming it on other people and just the whole situation of illegal aliens. It's like at the end of the day, they're not able to receive these benefits because they probably need a social security number, and many of these illegal aliens, they clearly do not have a social security number, so they're not able to file and process these applications for them. And online predictions of the shutdown are saying that it will last more than a week, and some are saying that due to the situation, it's going to be around a month shutdown. And what does it mean when the government shuts down? Or it means that Congress is no longer able to pass bills. So Congress is able to practically pass bills. So funding for government 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 agencies like the um like TSA is not able to get funding, so TSA is going to be shut down or not going to be able to process. And kind of my understanding of the government shutdown is when Congress is not able to pass bills for funding because the opposite party does not agree with how the money is being spent, and due to that, the government is no longer getting funding, and because of that, federal jobs such as I said before, TSA, also weather reports, Congress, are not able to function because they're not being funded. And that's very scary, especially for people flying and knowing the history of this country where I wouldn't say that, but over the past months, just like crashes and God, there's a lot of mosquitoes here. Just like crashes are going to be more likely to happen, and that's very scary for the people that need to fly for jobs, for meetings, and just things in general, even seeing family. Um, and and now I kind of want to move to another section, just kind of come back to the government in the private equity sphere, I guess, um, and talk about kind of indexes and what's been going on. like as of October 2nd, many major crypto indexes such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, EXRP, Doge are all down. Uh, it may have been just like a couple points, but still, at the end of the day, um, there's been such investments into crypto, and there's been talks about just investing in crypto, and if it's not performing well, um, then it kind of brings talks about the security of it. And also, it was probably just one day, so this is kind of just speculation on my part. And the next topic I want to talk about is BlackRock, a private equity company, is getting into the AI sphere with a $20 billion purchase of Align Data Center. And basically, what Align Data Center is are data centers that have the power to process and support large-scale uses of AI through having a flexible data center that is powerful enough to withstand whatever is needed of it. And that was kind of from the website of Aligned and just about them and what they have to offer. With the purchase, or with BlackRock's purchase of a company that is in the AI sphere, supporting and just that supports AI. This is grounds to say that AI is taking over and is starting to boom. And that's kind of just my speculation on it, starting to boom. But BlackRock is one of the biggest private equity firms, and with them, this is their first investment into AI, and this is showing that AI is starting to take over and become more and more used in everyday investments and just companies. And then with the news of AI taking over, it has helped boost public markets. And this is a good sign because the U.S. economy is clearly stagnating now. Unemployment's up, housing's unaffordable for most people, and this is a good sign that there's some growth with the economy, and it's with AI. And stocks like Oracle, after it made a pact with OpenAI, and then also companies like CoreWeave, which rents out computing power to AI, kind of similar to Align, but have also been boosted. Their stocks has been boosted after the announcements, and the more that AI is, I guess, taking over, the better signs for a U.S. economy where investments are clearly down, and these companies are helping take over. But it's also kind of a double-edged sword because AI clearly it takes up a lot of processing power, and it could worsen the global climate. But as of now, this is a good boost for the U.S. economy. Some experts though believe that the excess of AI investment is going to create a bubble. And basically, what a bubble means is that investors believe in this case that anything that has AI will succeed, and if there's a bubble, which may or may not start to happen, investors will start to invest, overinflating the value of the stock, and if it does not meet the expectations, many investors could lose money on the investment, and people will have a reason to believe that. And people have reasons to believe this right now because with big private equity firms like BlackRock taking a seat in the AI roller coaster, many people are going to blindly follow. They're going to not be as informed on the decisions, and sorry, there's like a lot of bugs in here. Not be as informed and invest, and it's going to fail, and it's going to worsen our already a worse economy. Chief executive of Goldman Sachs, David Solomon, said this week that there are going to be winners and losers, and that's referring to AI investments. And so that's kind of I guess, a belief that they're starting to believe in AI, and whatever happens with it, even if it wins or loses, they're still going to be investing in it. And if the BlackRock deal and a line goes through, it will be the biggest buyouts this year, and that's really good because most buyouts this year have rebounded due to the facts of high interest rates. And I kind of don't really understand. I kind of understood it a little bit, rebounding and what it means entirely, but basically, to my understanding, rebounding means that the stock bounces back, and they're able to buy out the company that bought them out, and go back to how they were in previous operations. And that's kind of not how it's pointing to with BlackRock and Aligned. So that's why they're going to be able to buy them out and have a certified way of owning the company and having equity in the company over a long period of time. And I kind of want to go back to Congress and just kind of the government's decisions right now, because a lot of what is happening in the government with Trump, it's affecting a lot of these stocks and interest rates. Clearly, with BlackRock and many of these buyouts rebounding. So I want to go back to that and just kind of talk about an empty promise that Trump said that he was going to make, or promises that he says is going to happen, but based on information, it is less than likely to happen. Trump promises that in 2026, the economy will recover. Trump, during a conference about autism, basically kind of just really weird information saying that Tylenol causes autism. One reporter asked about the economy. Trump responded by saying, word for word, "I'd rather not talk about some nonsense on the economy. I will say this, the economy is unbelievable." And this brings into question his integrity when it comes to the situation, when it is very clear that the economy is underperforming and many are unemployed. And when it comes to Trump saying these things, it's like, where is he getting this information? Like, when Trump sent national troops to Portland, he saw it on the news and saw that, I guess, news that was happening, like, I guess years ago. I think maybe in 2020 when it happened. Sorry, something just bothered me in the background. He sent troops when nothing was even happening. So, and it brings into question his integrity and kind of his knowledge on what is happening. And with the situation this dire, it's not looking good. With Trump's imposed tariffs, they have been very detrimental to the economy. They've made it worse for people, for operating costs and purchasing power that they have. But there's been some good news, like gross domestic products rose at a 3.8% annualized pace. And in the second quarter, it seems that it will still grow. And this is kind of good for Trump, because his whole campaign that he was running on was that he wanted to bring back production back to the U.S. And these are good signs with a rising gross domestic product. But this is kind of put against the fact that this is the only good thing that's happening with Trump. Everything else is failing. Unemployment's up. Um, Across the nation, housing prices have made it so the average person can no longer afford a house. Also, inflation is rising and is frustrating consumers with average prices rising. Consumers are being actively facing the repercussions of what Trump's doing. Many of them are facing problems of not being able to afford a house, and that's the whole American dream. Even things like getting groceries, it's just been rising, and there's just been a lot of uncertainty with what is happening with Trump. But Trump promises that next year his economy being rebounding and being good again, it seems baseless. And with midterms coming up, it can cause a shift to a Democratic-led Senate. What the mosquito? Sorry. Also, according to the New York Times, 45% of Trump's voters say that he has made the economy worse since taking office, and compared to 32% of it saying that it's become better. And so his supporters are turning against him. And if this continues to happen, what his whole campaign is being tarnished right now, and his promises that he says that he's going to make, they're not being fulfilled. They're not coming into fruition. And so it makes it seem like Trump just ran for office to make his buddies that it's only benefiting his buddies, his friends like Elon Musk, all the people in the tech sphere, and the people that hold the top 10% of the wealth. And for the average consumer, it does not seem well. And it seems that Trump is not doing a good job and is actively making it worse for the average American. And I got this from Wall Street, or the information, like the 45% in the New York Times and all that stuff. I got it from Wall Street Journal and Trump teams. And the sources are the articles called Trump's team hones message on economy. Just wait until 2026 by Brian Schwartz and Josh Dawsey. And so when it comes to these things, it's like, and I was also skimming through the comments and just kind of seeing what people's thoughts on the subject was. What the hell? And many people, they believe the same thing that I think, that Trump is making baseless claims. It doesn't seem like it's going to rebound, and that he's actively making it worse. But there's also some Trump supporters that are saying that Trump is doing good, but most people believe that Trump is preying on the stupid, that his baseless claims are going to happen, and it's going to allow for him to have a still Republican-led Senate. And if it switches to a Democratic-led Senate, that means that, I don't really know exactly what it means, but based off my small information, I guess, a lot of the bills that he has proposed are going to be turned away, and his decisions aren't going to come through. And also, Stephen Murin, Trump's the Republicans' personally appointed Fed advisor, is also saying the same thing, that the economy will rebound and it's going to be good. But this is also very baseless because out of 12 board members, he he's one of the 12 board members. He voted against what everybody else said. 11 out of 12. He was the only one to vote against it. The decision for the rate cut and asked for a more aggressive rate cut. And so it kind of just seems like he's a pawn of whatever Trump wants because over the past couple of months, he's been pushing Jerome Powell, the head of the head of the Federal Reserve Board, to have more aggressive rate cuts. And when his only person that disposes of this or votes against this is Trump's personal or the Republicans' personal I guess spy into the Fed, it also brings into question his integrity and what he is what he believes. That's kind of it for this section. I kind of want to move over to what I learned in my accounting class and just kind of to me it's pretty cool stuff. Like this week we filled out what was it? Journal entries with debit and credit, and at first it was kind of confusing because I didn't really understand examples of debit and credit and just kind of really how they worked. But just the whole information into the whole information when it comes to what actually goes on in running a business, because at the end of the day, after everything I do, my main goal in life is to own my own business, and learning these skills, I guess, it helps to know what will be truly going on, or kind of a general term or general idea of what may be going on in running a business, other than just whatever the business is, if I do a firm or just something that after I own my own business, what goes into truly having it when it comes to understanding the taxes that are going to be set on the business and just actively reporting everything that's going to be happening. Also with T charts and just kind of seeing what was it? With trial balances and just seeing how they confirm everything that has been put in the journal entry, and just kind of the whole total steps of accounting payroll and just all these other things, and just kind of learning how debt is calculated with it being total liabilities over assets. And I guess to me it's just very cool. I kind of don't really have anything else to say in this podcast or this episode, and I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.